Okie dokie. Hokey wokey wokey dokie. Send out some notifications. Out into the world, you know? Send the notifications out into the world, let people know that we are here. We are here. Two. Change this category. Get things underway, man. Holy moly. Oof. Activate head. Oh my lord, we're back. We are back after yesterday, which was, what did I get to refer as yesterday? But after that unit of time, however we refer to it as, we are back. Avian, hello. I dropped you a Discordia. I just do a Discord message. Welcome into the. We're back. We're here. Dude. Honestly as well. I am like sleeping pattern completely maintained, completely okay. Got up this morning, got some work done, all that kind of thing. Thank you. Got up this morning, all that kind of thing. Got work done, all good. Because that was my big fear. My big fear was ramifications. You know what I mean? Of like, cause dude, I love my routine. You know what I mean? Like I love my routine and I love doing things kind of when I've planned out and I've set out to do them. So when, you know, stuff happens with like sleeping schedule and it gets all janked up, it not only does it take me like a few days to kind of get back on my regular schedule, which I find very, very frustrating. Yeah, there's just lots of things that I find about very, very frustrating. So the fact that I could just like do something as stupid as I did yesterday and do it in a way that was kind of like pretty sensible, pretty normal, I'm happy about. But yesterday was a vibe. I did sleep incredibly well. I don't think I slept a crazy amount. To be honest, I don't think I slept a crazy amount. We can consult the data. We can consult the numbers. Where is the sleep tracking? Hello. Welcome in here, David. Love your constant vibes. Just followed you. I'll be joining the next stream with friends. Okay, hello. Hello in there. 10 hours sleep. Okay, for Rex, that is a big sleep. That is a big sleep for Rex. Yeah, I don't usually. Do I have hands? I got hands. As in paws? Paws. Like these things? We're talking these things? So we got these things. We do have these things. Oh my lord. Yeah, so let's consult the numbers. People. Let's consult numbers. How do I see what time I started my sleep? How do I get into the nitty-gritty data here? Okay, this is the sleep. This is the sleep. I arrived to claim my streak and then disappear when secured. Very good. Very good. Hey dude, welcome in here. Hey man. So, and Joe Harry, dude, thank you for the follow, man. Let's freaking go. Have I turned off the? Where's our little like alerts guy? Or did I just miss it? Maybe I just missed it. Go from the screen. But dude, I'm losing my track of speech here, aren't I? Rambling along. I think I'll be claimed, so if you're live in 2 hours, I'll be back. Yeah, I'm not going to be here super long to Val, but 2 hours maybe. So, looks like we went to sleep at about 10 p.m. And we woke up at about 8. So, that's that. If you want to consult the graphs, well, you can't see Jack, can you? Holds a blinding light at your face. Consult the graph. Yeah, I love those nights when you get like 10 plus hours and you wake up feeling heavily. Yeah, no, dude, honestly, like, I woke up feeling great. Woke up feeling just like, all right, perfect. And yeah, I kind of thought I would go to sleep a lot earlier because we finished the stream at about 6:30 p.m., 6:30 p.m. or something like that. And then so I guess I was still awake for like three hours or so. So I was awake for like 3 hours or so after the stream. You know, like had phone calls with some people, had some food, you know, all that kind of thing. And then yeah, like 10 hours sleep. And yeah, as I'm saying, like that's rare for me. Like I on average, I usually get somewhere between. I'm good at the moment. I'm good at the moment because it used to be a lot lower. But I think I respect my bedtime like a lot more now. And stuff like that. I'm usually dropping somewhere between 6.5 and a little bit over 7 hours, which I think is very respectable. I think that's honestly very respectable amount of sleep. I would like it to be consistently 7+. You know what I mean? I would like it to be consistently 7+. And the only thing preventing me is me. You know what I mean? This is kind of what I talked about the other day. Because we had some people in chat saying, you know, like, oh, we have like problems with like insomnia and stuff like that. And like, you know, there's none of that going on over here. Thankfully, knock on wood. Do you know what I mean? All that kind of thing. The enemy for optimal Rex sleep is I'm like one more comic book, one more whatever, one more you know, it's that's the enemy. So it's all stuff that's kind of like within my control. So I am glad though over the past few years I've definitely like upped my amount of sleep. I have upped my amount of sleep. Arisu did say to me last week, she said, I have no evidence that you ever sleep because you're always awake. She said, I have no evidence that, like, it was something like that. It was like, I have no evidence, I have no whatever that you ever sleep because you're always awake. Because if I'm awake, you are already awake and, like, doing something. And if I'm going to sleep, you're finishing off doing something. So I don't know, but I do in fact sleep. It's just some people sleep more than me. And I'm glad that I got like a nice healthy sleep in there. I'm glad I didn't just like fall asleep super early and wake up at like 3 a.m. and could get back to sleep and it was all screwed up. Like that went perfectly. That's exactly how I want that to go. Thank you for the Thanksgiving, Dan the man. Thank you for the Thanksgiving. But I don't live in the UK. I am from the UK. But this over there, that is Spain. I live in Spain. I've been in Spain for over half a decade now. I've been in Spain for like a hot minute. But I do originate. From the north of England. My passport is unfortunately British. Which means it's just it's okay for me because I've got like Spanish like citizenship and identity cards and stuff like that. But so I'm not under the trap of those like 90-day rules in Europe. But dude, sometimes some airports, man, you got the European line, which is like you just go straight through. And you got the British line, you got the English people line, you got the Ingerland line, and that line takes like, that line is long. That line is long. When you have teeth, I got teeth? What do you mean? I got teeth. What do you mean don't I have teeth? I got teeth, I got teeth, I got teeth. Oh, teeth in the up. Yeah, I guess I don't have teeth in the up, do I? I don't know. I guess it's just more room. I don't know. Do I brush them? Yeah. I mean, that's a British stereotype, right? That's a British stereotype, not brushing the teeth and all that jazz. I do have less teeth than than regular people. I do have regular. I'm talking about like my human teeth, my teeth in here. So, I think they're literally called devolutions. I think they are literally called devolutions. It's like some sort of like genetic thing that can happen where like old frickin' DNA that like we don't like, you know, or whatever, genetic code or whatever, that we don't that we've like literally evolved out of and we've like developed out of, they can like re-emerge or whatever. And I have 3 of them, which I think is all 3. I think I've got all 3 like human devolutions. So human devolution number 1, which I have, is, there's a nicer name for it. I can't remember what it's called. I'll look it up later or whatever. But anyway, the first one that I've got is, so you know your teeth? You know how you've got your, I can't remember what your front teeth are called. Are they just called front teeth? But you've got like front teeth there. And then next to them, you've got incisors. And then next to incisors, you've got canines, right? So it's like 2 front teeth, then 2 incisors, then 2 canines, right? I have really oversized canines. My canines are like so big that my canines pushed out other adult teeth from my mouth. So because my canines are like so freaking oversized, they started to push out other adult teeth from my upper teeth up here. And so I had like corrective braces. Wrong, it's 4 incisors or 2 canines, 2 semi-molars, 4 molars. Okay, so everything at the front is an incisor. Okay. Anyway, I've just got 2 front teeth, then incisors, because my two front teeth, sorry, 2 incisors, whatever they are, and then I've got 2 canines because the canines were so big that they pushed the other ones out. And I was like, dude, I was like going like, I've lost these teeth before. Am I losing them again? I was like, am I losing, like, I was like, I'm losing these again. I was like, I've already lost these teeth. And my mom was like, shut your mouth. No, my mom's not like that. But she was like, I don't think you have, like, I don't know, you probably talking about this wrong. And I was like, I was right. So, I did get braces up there, and it kind of like corrected them and got them kind of all in line with each whatever. But I do go 2 incisors, then 2 canines. So that's like the first, like, devolution I've got from when we used to have much bigger canines. Second devolution we've got is I've got extra nipples down here. And then the third devolution I've got is that whole thing of the 5 centimeter extra segments I had on my tailbone, which I got surgically removed 3 years ago. Or was it 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago. But there we go. There we go. I don't know why I started. I don't know what triggered me to start rambling on. Oh, about the teeth. Yeah, about the teeth. That's what kind of triggered me around that. But yeah, Rex got a mutant body. Rex got a freaking mutant body. Giant canines, had a tail, got it cut off. living with my extra nipples. Not gonna get plastic surgery for that. Do I go to the gym? I do go to the gym. That is true. That is true. That's true. That's true. Truman, hello there. Yeah, Dan the man, eat up, enjoy all the enjoy the Thanksgiving, man. Big turkey day for all the people over there, right? You had your wisdom teeth removed recently, all of them. Yeah, the wisdom teeth. I mean, that's like a common thing, right? Like my friend at the moment's got like a really jacked up wisdom teeth situation, and is taking a lot of like pain medication for that. Like it's really painful, you know. I know that's like mine. Luckily, when it comes to the wisdom teeth, they've all came in a-okay, no problem there. But I know that the ones of when it gets to the back there, they can kind of like sort of grow in whatever which way, you know. But yeah, no, dude, feeling good today. Feeling good today. As I said, I enjoyed yesterday a lot. And I feel good today. I think as a, you know, not only as just like a fun, kind of silly thing to do yesterday, I think that the kind of wider experiment, because I was totally going into that of like, dude, if we get to like hour whatever and it just like does not feel like a vibe, it does not feel great, this feels like this is too long, this feels like this is too intense, I was like, I would be ready to just be like, oh hey dude, we're gonna like pull the plug on this. For context here, we did a 24-hour stream yesterday that was like a birthday thing. It was a 2,000 subscribers on YouTube thing. It was fun. But I was ready to kind of pull the plug on that if necessary, you know. But we had a good time. It was a vibe. It was comfortable. I had to take a little nap in the middle. Well, not quite the middle, but I did take a little 2-hour nap, which was fun. Well, the nap wasn't fun. The nap was necessary. No, but it felt good. So I definitely would. I see that now as like, oh, like, you know, that's just like another sort of thing, you know, another sort of avenue, like within kind of like streaming and hanging out and stuff like that can be done. I will say that the big one that is like the big thing that I do really want to do and really excites me, but I just need to work out logistically. But I want to commit to being like a thing I do in the big 2026. Is I do want to do like IRL streaming. I do want to do like public suiting stuff. I do want to do goofy stuff like that. But just I need to upgrade a few things. I need to whatever. I'm in the position right now where I can't do that because of like the technical limitations. But I'm gonna sort of commit, you know, more to making that kind of thing happen in the big 2023. You had huge guys as well as your braces. Dennis had to make them smaller. Oh right, that'll have just that'll have just been like a grinding it. Yeah. That's a thing. Yeah, I had a little bit of that done to mine as well. Just the kind of yep. How many millions do you be a furry? 17 million. That seems like a good number. 17 million, yeah. Get 1 million and then get that same million 16 more times. 17 million. When you can start an OnlyFurs account, I don't know if that's a thing. And if it was a thing, it doesn't sound super fun to me. To be honest, to be honest, it doesn't sound fun. It sounds super fun to me. I don't see the fun in that. I do have friends who are like they put on a lot of events and stuff because they're like, you know, like dancers and all these sorts of things and like the adulty sort of entertainment stuff, but it's not something that like excites me. I know they really like it and they see this whole like artistic thing in it, which I think's like freaking cool, and I think like good for them. But I am like not that guy. I'm not that guy at all. Hello, Kelly. Hello, welcome in here. But yeah, just gonna chuck on, do a little short stream today. I just wanted to come say hello to people. I wanted to check in You know, we are a little bit early, so I don't know how many people of the regulars are going to sort of stop by to get that message, but I did want to just sort of like say hello, all that sort of thing. Other big news, which I'm really freaking happy about, is this bad boy. Which, dude, I was convinced I had just like broke yesterday. I was convinced that like this thing was absolutely busted yesterday. This was like absolutely busted and stuff like that. If it's on Twitter stuff, Val, like anything that's like that is it's like muted on my timeline. It is like completely muted on my timeline because my Twitter is mainly just for like vibing with people and you know, yapping away and stuff like that. And I open it up to look at like, you know, like smiling friends fan art and like, you know what I mean, and like goofy ass stuff like that. So anything that's kind of like that, which is on my Twitter, it's likely something where it's just like it's a friend person or whatever, as opposed to like any sort of like you know, consumption on my part. And they're unless they're completely inactive, there's like probably like a 90% chance they're actually muted as well, because like my home Twitter feed is just like, it's just silly ass stuff, you know what I mean? But dude, I was so what happened, right, is I had this here, okay, I had this here, and I had this Pikachu water bottle on its side here, right? And this is a big water bottle. This goes up to, this is 2 liters. 2 liters of water. I don't know how much was in there. But it was open to some degree. And it was spilling, and it got this area of the bed like completely soaked. Really soaked. And it got, this bad boy was here, and it got this thing soaked as well. And I didn't, maybe that happened over a course of like a few minutes. Maybe that happened over like a few minutes. But whatever, when I picked it up, this thing was like literally out of this corner here, it was dripping with water. Like, and I'd shake, and this was like loads of water dripping out because it all got in. And I was like, oh my God. And then all these LEDs were kind of like flashing and it wouldn't turn off correctly. So I took the back off it, dried it best I could, disconnected the battery, let it just dry for the entire 24-hour stream. So I let it dry because I did this right at the start of 24-hour marathon. Let it all dry out, put the thing back together, reconnected it, turned it on. A-okay. I was convinced this was busted because the amount of water that was in it, because like first I just like shook out of it and then dried out of it, was like a lot. And this is just a mini PC. This is just a little computer running Windows 11. So I was like, oh my God. Like if you pour like, you know, and there's basically no casing here. Do you know what I mean? It's just like you're just gonna pour 2 liters of water on a Windows 11 PC. Like that thing's gonna frickin' break. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh my God, that's the most expensive mistake I've made ever. And then all okay. So I was so relieved about that. So my web phishing save is redeemed, all that kind of thing. We're back in action. We're okay. Do any of my families have any such things? No, they don't. I look pretty similar to how my dad looked. Me and one of my brothers look really, really similar to each other. The other one looks a lot more like my mom. Do you know what I mean? But in terms of anything like that, because we do have like various kind of like everyone does kind of have like something going on. You know what I mean? Like one of my brothers does have like really bad eyesight. The rest of us don't have that. You know what I mean? One has a form of epilepsy. Like the rest of us like do not have that. Do you know what I mean? So there is like a bunch of different things or whatever like in my family, but there isn't like any like real strong like hereditary thing. that like we all have. Like we all have like things going on. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy. Do you know what I mean? Everything's sort of like managed and whatever and all that kind of thing. But there isn't anything where it's just like, oh, they had that and that was passed to them and that kind of thing and all that. You know? Hello, Zani. Good day, Zani. Nice to see you. Yeah, definitely earlier today. I'm quite occupied over the next few days. And I got some stuff this afternoon or whatever, but I wanted to hop on today, so we hopped on a bit earlier, just for a bit, just to kind of mainly just sort of yap away and talk to people and all that kind of thing. But we slept 10 hours last night, which for me, I know some people get like 9 hour, 10 hour, whatever sleeps. I know for some people, like when they have like a big sleep, their big sleep is like, you know, like 12, 13 hours or something freaking crazy. For me, a 10 hour sleep is like, that's as big as it gets. That's like as big as a sleep gets for me. And feeling good. We stopped the stream at about 6:30. We stopped the stream yesterday my time, like 6 p.m., 6:30 p.m. or something like that. I was awake a few more hours. You know, having some food, talking to some people on the phone, whatever. I went to sleep at about 10 p.m. and then slept for woke up at like 8 a.m. You know, and feeling good, feeling very, very good, feeling very well rested. But that for me, that's a really big sleep, and I'm glad that kind of worked out okay. And I didn't fall asleep like really early and end up waking up at like 3-4 a.m. not getting back to sleep. But feel very well rested today, feeling good. I had a lot of fun yesterday. It was a good time. There was nothing sort of like uncomfortable during it, in terms of like, you know, me feeling super tired or anything not being a vibe or things like that. So I had a lot of fun. It was a fun, silly thing to kind of hang out and do. I appreciate everybody who kind of like stopped by and everything, and you know, either like played games with us or like drew with us or, you know, like all these kind of things. It was a nice time. I had good vibes. I feel comfortable that like, oh, like doing silly things like that in the future is something that like I enjoy. Do you know what I mean? So when like the time makes sense, you know, maybe some other stuff like that again in the future, and then maybe even make like a little bit of a schedule. Do you know what I mean? So people know what's happening at what times instead of just like winging it and whatever. You know what I mean? I did have a birthday yesterday. I did have a good birthday yesterday. Luna, thank you. But yeah, we all good over here. And yeah. So I had a good time. I put this bad boy back together. I mean, I said it on like the Discord afterwards. I put this all back together and it works okay and it's perfect and no problems there. So I'm very happy about that. Which I'm honestly shocked about. But, you know, good things. But yeah, no, feeling good. Honestly, feeling as good as you. Really good sleep. Really like restful sleep. It works perfectly, Pepe. It's all good. It all dried out. It works perfectly. No problems. Tested everything. Happy days. Had some more hot chocolate and I had some more hot chocolate this morning with some churros and the grommet mug, which is very nice. But I'm glad that I'm also glad that, like, you know, sometimes when you have those really long sleeps, they're not sort of like restive and restorative. They're just kind of like a big necessity by your body, and it's kind of like, it's almost like an aggressive long sleep. I don't know how to vocalize this here, but I definitely had a sleep that was like restful. I woke up feeling good. So no, it's been a vibe. What are you planning for today? Well, Zani, I'm just gonna hang out for like a little bit here. I'm just gonna hang out for a little bit, not too long. You know, probably about an hour more after this. I was just gonna like play some ball pit and yap away and whatever, and just kind of yap to people. But if there is anybody who would like to play a game together for like maybe about an hour, about less than that, I would be down. I would be down. But otherwise, I was just gonna jump on kind of ball pit and just mindlessly shoot balls and talk to chat. But if there's anybody who would like to play something, I'm very much down for that kind of also. Just wanted to stop by, say hello to people, yap away, you know, all that kind of thing. mindless ball shooting. Yeah, that's kind of the idea. Hot chocolate in the grime mug is like a potion from a Final Fantasy game / movie. Oh, fancy! I jumped and put in Final Fantasy there, and I was like, Final Fantasy movie? You're talking about Final Fantasy Spirits Within? yeah. Yes, fantasy sort of game or movie. Fantasy game or movie. Yeah, for real. But I do. Yeah, I think, dude, I think I'm kind of like... Has anyone got, like, it's probably Witcher, isn't it? The thing we need to check out. It's just like, I think I'm ready to, like, you know, fill my mind with a, like, I love fantasy, right? I really love fantasy, but there's a lot of it I don't vibe with. You know what I mean? There's a lot of it where I find it, like, if it's just kind of, like, absolute, like, generic sword and sorcery, I don't get, like, super into it. But I don't know if this is kind of shocking. I don't know if like, I don't think I give off this impression, and I don't think I've really particularly shown this side of me, at least, like, hanging out with people online and stuff. But, like, I can get really into, I can get really into sort of like lore and, you know, like how the magic, the rules of the magic in the world and, like, you know, all that kind of thing. I can get like super into that. And I do get the desire to like do that as well. Just like, oh man, I kind of want to get like super obsessed, you know, special interest freak about like a fantasy world. And I will say, I did really get into Furry, like the manga. Like, that's the last fantasy thing where I was just like, oh man, like, I like this. I think this is cool. I like how the magic operates. I like this. I like whatever. Like, I really, I got really into that. But, and it did, like, cement itself in, like, top fantasy world stuff ever for me. Which I would put up there as, like, I really like Lord of the Rings. I really like how that world works and its history, and, like, I really like all that stuff. I really like Lord of the Rings. I really like Avatar, like Last Airbender. I really like Avatar. I think I think Avatar feels like so real and like lived in, and I like how the system works there. I know it's bending, but like the magic, you know what I mean? Like, I love all how that stuff works, and the good pacing as well. I think really good pacing in Avatar as well, just not too much sort of like fluff and fat. I really like Furry, as I said. Like, I've really got into Furry. And like, when those things are like really get into them, I get super into them, you know? Warhammer Fantasy Magic and World is pretty interesting. I can recommend listening to some videos about the lore. It's, yeah, like, I know some people like Warhammer as well, yeah, because Warhammer gets really overshadowed by like 40k. Like, it gets really overshadowed by 40k. It's like, when people say Warhammer, it's like people assume you're just like 40k is essentially like the mothership brand, isn't it? You know, at this point. Kind of like Shin Megami Tensei and Persona. It's like people talk about Shin Megami Tensei games and they're talking about Persona. It's like Persona's the spin-off, you know? There's like Shin Megami Tensei, like proper series. And it's kind of the same thing with Warhammer, isn't it? Like 40k sort of like overshadows everything. Yeah, Warhammer might be the move. Warhammer might be the move. Have I played Warball before? As in like on the like, are you talking about the game like on the street? Are you talking about like where you're like just like kicking a ball against the wall? Are you talking about that? Are you talking about that, Pepe? Because we call that in the UK, we call that Spot. Was it called Spot? Was that the game we used to play in the world called Spot? What's that game called? Dude, what's that? Now to frickin' Google. Not kicking it, like hitting with your hand. Let me look this up, dude. Yeah, with your hand, like slapping the hand. What do we call this? Did we call that like Wacky Willy or something? Like, dude, this like, what are these? Like, did we call it Wally? Did we call it Wally? Did we call it Wally? Dude, I need to go back to. I need to go back because we played Kirby. You used to play Kirby a lot. How do you spell Kirby? Kirby. You used to play Kirby a lot. Dude, what were the rules of Kirby? Kirby. What are the games of what are the rules of Kirby? I haven't played Kirby in a while. Yeah, Kirby was cool. Kirby was cool. So Kirby is the one where you're both on either sides of the road and you're both on the you each defend a curb. So the other person is trying to throw the ball to hit the curb. You know, like you got the pavement there, or like sidewalk or whatever you call it. Like you got the pavement there and you got the road and you got the curb that goes down to it. And you gotta like throw the ball to like hit that curb to get points and you defend the other curb. Dude, I'm just like, it's I don't know, just talking about games there and it just got in my freaking brain, you know? That's cool, man. Tazball, racquetball, you throw the ball against the wall and you picked it up, bounce it. Had to catch it cleanly. Yeah. Yep. I wanna go play some like Kirby. Or like, dude, I swear for like, yeah, I had a game called Spot. Spot was where like, you'd kick the ball at the wall and then you'd have, it's like horse. It's basically like horse. Like, you know, like skating horse. But you gotta like recreate the trick. It's kind of like, or basketball. You play horse with basketball, right? You gotta like recreate the shot. Kind of like that with like kicking a ball against the wall called a spot. Gotta hit the spot. Yeah, I like kind of thing. Warhammer was that first but got shut down. Oh, they rebooted Warhammer Fantasy. Did they just like fully reboot everything? Did that piss people off? Did that piss people off? That feels like that would piss people off. Oh, now it's called Warhammer Old World. Dude, that shows I am paying no attention. That shows I'm paying no attention because one of the main places where I play MTG, one of the main places where I play Magic the Gathering, is I go to like a few different places, right? And like I've got 3 stores in rotation where I'll go play. And then, you know, we'll have games here or we'll have games at like my buddies' houses or whatever. But the biggest place where I go to play Magic the Gathering It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite, but it's in the rotation just because like of its scale. It's a place called Metropolis Center. So if you ever want to play Magic the Gathering with me, show up at Metropolis Center in Madrid, and you might bump into me. I don't know. But the front of it's it's not separated physically, and it's all one store, but they've got like 2 cashiers. So they've got like one right at the front, like it's basically like right by the door. You go in, there's like a cashier right to the left. And they basically man the whole front section of the shop, which is all like tabletop stuff, like primarily Warhammer, you know? And they've got like the big ass tables with the terrain on and stuff if you want to like play with those and all that sort of crap, right? And obviously like all the stuff, the boxes you can buy. And in the back of the store, which is much bigger, is they've got like, you know, the glass cabinets with all the cards in, they've got all the booster packs and whatever you can buy, and just like table, like long ass tables, kind of like you're in a beer hall in Oktoberfest, you know what I mean? Like long ass tables you can go play like MTG on, or a lot of people play Pokemon, a lot of people play Yu-Gi-Oh! One Piece card game's actually pretty popular. It's actually been pretty popular. So, and kind of like, there's actually a few TCGs that people play. Like obviously, like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Pokemon are like cemented, and they're just like they're not going anywhere. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna be like cockroaches and Twinkies post-nuclear blast. There's still gonna be people playing MTG, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh, and that's still gonna be printing cards. You know what I mean? Like they're here forever, right? They will survive the nuclear winter. But the other games which have actually gone a few years now that people actually do play is people do play, at least here, and I do find when I go to like usually when I go to another city, I like to drop by like some of these like, in the same way someone might drop by a tavern in a JRPG to get the rumors and the lay of the land and what's going on. I will show up at the card store and I will play some Magic the Gathering with a foreigner, with somebody from another country, as I've stepped into that strange land, a traveler, and I will get information and rumors and side quests from an MTG game in a foreign land, and you know, so you kind of get a sense of what's kind of popular in different places because you check it out in different cities and different countries or whatever. But like those 3 games are like everywhere. But there are people who play like the Digimon, the One Piece, and the Disney. I think it's called Lorcana. Like they seem to like have a healthy enough sort of fan base as well. That One Piece one also seems to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger, which is crazy. But yeah, you have to walk through that tabletop section, you know, to get to the back. And you know, I've not looked at. I guess I've not been looking at Warhammer boxes or posters or whatever because I did not know this had rebooted to Warhammer: The Old World, and it said that happened like early 2024. So I've walked past Warhammer reboot boxes like 100 times. You know what I mean? Like 100 times, and not actually kind of noticed that. Oh, they haven't like okay. So it says here it's set in the past before the end time events of the previous game. Ah, so the whole continuity hasn't been, like, wiped. Or maybe it has. Because I know that would upset people. And I can understand, man. You know what I mean? They've read, like, 600 Warhammer books, and then they're like, you know, your fantasy events that were made up, they were double made up. But yeah, whatever. I didn't know about the Warhammer reboot. I didn't know the Warhammer reboot. I didn't know about it. Good to see you getting comfy, Pepe. I'm just yapping here, aren't I? I'm just yapping. But yeah, dude, we're feeling good. We're feeling good. Yeah, I think we're just gonna jump on a bit of Ball Pit, just for not for super long, maybe like half an hour or so, maybe a little bit longer, but just have a kind of zone out and shoot things at balls. Tell me Warhammer isn't real. Well, who knows? I don't like Magic the Gathering lore. I've tried, I like specific bits of it, but it's like, I think as a whole, it's so vast, and there's bits of it that I find really silly, and not in like a fun, silly way. I just play the cards, so play the cards. I know, but a lot of these things have like series coming out, don't they? So I don't know. Maybe like they're doing like a Magic the Gathering animated show. They're doing like Warhammer. It's like 40k stuff. I don't know. Maybe this will bring new eyes and kind of streamline things, or who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Anywhom. Let me turn on the Ecky's box, as they call it here in Spain. Let's turn on the Ecky's box. Mindlessly shoot some balls. Mindlessly shoot some balls. Very hiccupy today. Call me How to Train Your Dragon, because I'm kind of hiccuping today. Oh, it's a tennis ball. Okay, Pepe. Because when I got the fursuit head on, I don't have like really good visibility, right? Everything's kind of a little bit grayscaled. It's like I'm a dog and I can't see in color. And I was just seeing those as just like, you know, the emoji that's just like the green circle. And I was like, all right, cool. We're just being, that's loud. Shut up. It's very loud. And I was like, oh, we're just being positive. And I was like, that's cool. Positivity's cool, you know? But now I realize, no, it's tennis balls. It's balls of tennis. Now I see. There we go. Yes, I thought it was that. I thought it was just that. That's what I thought it was. I was like, nah. Bum 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 ba da da dee da do da da do. Yeah, I was not seeing. I was not seeing clearly. I can see clearly now. The rain has gone. Does anyone here like Stranger Things? Like, I've watched it. I'm not like the craziest, biggest, you know, diehard Stranger Things fan in the world. But there is like a crazy amount of Stranger Things. The second thing was intentional. Stranger Things. Maybe Stranger Things events is a better way of putting it. But there's an insane amount of Stranger Things events happening in my city. I think there's 10 different buildings where they've all got like some sort of Stranger Things promotional thing on, where they've like turned different parts of the building into like Stranger Things stuff. Like one of them's like an arcade, one of them's the laboratory, one of them's like a portal to hell. I don't know. But there's like a lot of them. I looked at the list and it was like 10 different buildings, and I was like, that's kind of crazy. It seems like they spent a lot of money on promotion. I mean, I think it's cool, but I'm not like the super big Stranger Things guy, you know? See, I thought I unmuted myself, but I guess I just remuted. Rex, do you not want to hold your gamepad today? Are you not in the mood? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I was trying to stop the double muting, but then I muted myself. I was just saying, yeah, I quite like Stranger Things as well. I'm just not a super fan, you know. Why does my chat keep on turning off? Have I smoked a cigar? I've had a cigar before. I have had a cigar before. Last time I had a cigar was... That was 2 summers ago. So that was when I just started streaming. Just started streaming. 2 summers ago. And I went to the Netherlands for, to do some, like, kickboxing stuff. I went to the Netherlands to do some kickboxing stuff. And we were cycling around a lot. We were cycling to, like, Germany and stuff like that. And everybody wanted to stop by this fancy smoking parlor or something. And I had a cigar there. There's a lot of people who are very excited about it. And I just did it for the culture and the with everyone. I'm not a big smoker. But yeah, I had that period, you know, where I was younger, where you smoke cigarettes just because, like, well, maybe you didn't. Maybe you choose to kind of behave a bit better or whatever than me. But I went through that period, you know, where you just, like, because all your friends or whatever smoke, like, or it's just like the thing you do, like you go to, like, shows or clubs and you just, like, you go outside and smoke, you know? Like, I did that for a bit. Not for very long. But I did have that period in my life. But I never smoked outside of that. Like, I never, like, because I didn't really like it. I never liked it. Do you know what I mean? I never liked it. And I think I was probably too addicted to, like, Pokemon and other things. So probably the addictive neuron pathways in my body were already taken up by other things. Were probably already taken up by other things, and there wasn't room for a nicotine addiction. But I never smoked on my own. Like, I only ever smoked in those, like, social situations or whatever, and I didn't even enjoy it. So it's like, you used to collect cigar boxes and the labels too. Well, here's a funny thing. Here's another funny thing about collecting and smoking and not enjoying smoking. My dad used to smoke, like when he was, like, a teenager or whatever, you know, long before I was born or anything like that. And he used to smoke because in the UK, you used to get trading cards in cigarette packs. They were called cigarette cards, and he used to smoke because he wanted the trading cards. Like, which I think is probably exactly the reason why it's illegal to put that kind of thing in cigarettes and stuff like that anymore. You know what I mean? I think that's exactly the reason of, like, okay, that's why we don't put those things in, you know, because it encourages people to smoke or whatever, you know? I think that's exactly the reason, because then you get stupid people like my dad who's going to start smoking to collect trading cards. Yeah. Yep. Alright, see if I can put that there. I'm having a bit hard time with the chat today. My screen keeps turning off. Let me check something. Give me 1 second, man. Where is it? Settings. Let me just check something, because I got some goofy things going on. How are you? We're doing good today. We're doing good. How to stop screen from turning off. Go to settings, display and brightness. And we go to
Low power mode. Okay. Ah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, cool. Cool. Okay, I think I got things good. I just had the chat kept turning off, but I think we're in action now. Okay, perfect. But I will agree that, like, you know, like aesthetically and stuff like that, I will agree that, like, you know, some of those, like, you know, like nice cases and stuff like that, cigar comes in, or like, they're pretty cool. Do you know what I mean? Like, I kind of like that. I mean, I like loads of different aesthetics, to be honest. I like loads of different aesthetics. But I do like, you know, stuff that made of, like, as a lot of you know, that, like, I do carpentry and I work with wood and stuff like that. So you get, like, a lot of these, like, nice cases and stuff like that. But again, I'm not somebody who partakes really in the smoke, which I'm glad for. Do you know what I mean? I am glad for that, because it's not healthy. You know what I mean? Not to say that we can't do unhealthy things from time to time. SPD 5, nice to see you. You're making me think of Power Rangers SPD, Space Patrol Delta, Fission, sorry. Fission. Nuclear fission. Thermal neutrons. Level up. Oh, that's sick. Very, very sick. Mindlessly shooting balls. Dude, I am, as I said, I don't really have much time over the next couple of days. But next week, I am like, dude, I am so... Peak is on my brain. I'm telling you, man. Like, peak is on my brain. I am very, very looking forward to. You know, like sometime next week or whatever. Playing a bit more peak. I had like such a good time with that. Like, for real. When we played that, you know, we played some of that on Monday, and then we played some on, you know, the Tuesday, Wednesday in the marathon stream. I had such a good time. Super Sentai SPD, let's go. Okay. There we go. Okay, you're showing respect to the OG. You're showing respect for the OG. Let's go. Let's go with that. Yeah, I understand you, Pepe, because I do kind of like those, like, earthy smells, and, you know what I mean? Like, I get what you're saying. Completely. Oh, I probably should have done the food. Yeah, I definitely should have. It's a waste. What we got here? Max health, 20% efficiency. I think the lasers are the most useful for these, where the lines go so deep. With the animal. I think that's the thing with like whiskey and stuff for me. I'm not gonna like, I don't think I really like kind of like those kind of like spirits or liquors or whatever you want to call them. But like I do like a lot of those kind of like earthy tones and stuff like that. Like I am like a fan of those sort of scents and whatever. Whatever we call it. We got here. Increase fire rate 100%. Fusion. Yes, fuse. Oh, okay. Misunderstood that. Probably like the Scotch side whiskey. I mean, I've had a lot. I have had quite a bit, Pepe, because I've there's this route in the they call it the Route 66 of Scotland. It's a driving route. It's called the North Coast 500. It's a 500-mile route in the extreme north of Scotland. It's like a circular route. It's a circular loop they drive in the big north of Scotland, in the Highlands. It's called the North Coast 500, and that's where you've got all those like distilleries, you know. So you've got all those distilleries and stuff like that. So I've done that North Coast 500. I've done it 2 times. I've driven it once clockwise, and I've driven it once anti-clockwise. So driving along and then camping along the way, because they have a law in Scotland called the right to roam, where in Scotland you're legally allowed to camp anywhere you want as long as it isn't a disturbance. As long as you're not causing a disturbance, or you're crossing over into like, you know, really strict private property, you can just like camp anywhere and it's not illegal, and they just let you do it. It's really, really cool. So you know, because everybody's kind of respectful and cleans up after themselves and whatever. So I've done that 2 times. I've driven clockwise around it and camped as I was going, and driven anti-clockwise, spending about like 2 weeks doing each of those, so you can like stop off places and visit places and all that kind of stuff, and do a lot of climbing as well. And you know, along that route, you've got all those distilleries and whiskey places of the Highlands of Scotland. So all the Scotch and stuff like that, you know. So I've visited a lot of those, and it's very much like my time at the Wilson Grommet Cheese Factory, where at the end they have tasting. But at the tasting end of the time, I didn't get drunk. I did not drink loads and loads of whiskey, you know. But I tasted quite a lot, and so definitely like got quite educated. Do you know what I mean? Because you're tasting these things, and the people who make them are telling you about it and explaining, you know, what to look for and whatever. So I feel I'm like, you know, I like understand whiskey a bit, but I just don't think it's like for me. Do you know what I mean? There's stuff I could like appreciate and enjoy, especially because like they're explaining the process to you and whatever, and they're pointing things out to you. But like, I think it's very much one of those things where like I can respect it, I can appreciate it, but it's like it's not my drink of choice. Do you know what I mean? So I think just like for whatever, it doesn't align with my tastes, which is like a lot of other things as well. There's like music and like movies and like, you know, all these different things like that for me as well, where I can appreciate it, but it's just like it's not my thing. And I think I've tried enough of it that I can kind of make that judgment. Do you know what I mean? It's not just like I had like 1 drink of whiskey one time and I was like, I don't like this. Do you know what I mean? I think I've given it like a fair try, and it's like, it's not for me. I may come back to it later. Because I honestly thought that was me with anime, where I was just like, I felt like I actually tried quite a bit of anime, and I was like, it's not for me. But then I you know, like revisited it, whatever, like years later, and I got like super into like a bunch of different animes. So I don't know, maybe later in life it'll be something where like, oh no dude, like I love whiskey now, you know, like I came back to it and I love this and blah 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 blah. But at the moment I can enjoy it or whatever. I just don't think I get that same sort of appreciation that like others do, if that makes sense. I know other people like it more, I think, is what I mean to say. Health bonuses, good stats scaling. I can move along here. Oh, I can't move all the way along there. Alright, that's annoying. Okay, I need to move the positioning of everything here because I'm not making good progress. Crown Royal Update's Canadian whiskey. I'll have to ask my cousin about that. She probably knows, you know. You know. I'm pretty sure she really likes whiskey, and she's the one who lives out in Toronto. Is that built? Whatever, I'll find out when I come back for the next run thing. 3 undiscovered blueprints, okay. So I think there's like an encouragement here to keep using different characters because it gives you little boosts and stuff, which is cute. I think this is another game where I think this was made by one guy, which to me is just like so crazy, so cool though. Try that. There we go. Ah. Who was it who was talking about? Who was talking about Good Boy the other day? The movie, the horror movie. Because it was something I really wanted to like watch when it came out, and I didn't for whatever reason, and then because everything moves so fast now and it's always like, this is a new thing, this is a new thing, it kind of like dropped from my head a little bit. But I think I'm gonna watch that over the weekend. Somebody mentioned it the other day, and it put the thing in my brain. I was like, you know what, I really want to check that out. So I think someone stole my yesterday. Oh, yeah, the ball's going fast. Those are going fast as hell, man. Level up. Poison. Bleed. Got that. Perish. Perish, you guys. Mindless shooting balls. Was it Zani? Was Zani talking about it? Yeah, I've not been watching a ton of movies recently, but you will usually that, you know, that purgatory time, that weird, you know, time that exists between purgatory is a bit of an intense word, but that time that exists between, like, you know, Christmas Eve and like New Year's, you know. Usually during that time I watch an ungodly amount of movies. I'm watching like a few movies every day. You know what I mean? Like hanging out, eating like, you know, leftovers and stuff, and you know. Usually in the UK, what happens, like the big, like the centerpiece of the Christmas meal is like a turkey. It's usually a turkey, and then obviously you've got all your like vegetables and sides, and you know, maybe there's like a ham or like a duck and some other meats as well. But it's usually like a turkey's kind of like the centerpiece of the Christmas meal. And what families do usually is they usually get like a really big turkey. It's usually too big. I think it's probably similar sort of thing to Thanksgiving stuff in America. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But you usually get a turkey that's way too big, and that turkey is like getting eaten at like every day for like a week. You know, like leftovers of just like cutting up that turkey and eating more and more of that turkey, and and stuff like that. And then for me, that week I'm usually just like devouring a lot of turkey and watching a lot of movies, horror movies and games. Let's go, dude. Let's go. That's a vibe. Very much a vibe. fusion. Summon new. Parachute evil square skeletons. There was this horror game I was really meaning to check out. I think it was called like Tormented Souls or something. And it kind of looked like old school Resident Evil, except like a modern game. Like Resident Evil one's all like a lot of balls. Stimulate here. I think that's what it's called. It's kind of like old school Resident Evil, like fixed camera angle and stuff. I want to check it out. Tormented Souls 2. Okay, yeah, that's like the new one, right? Yeah. Are they enjoying the game? Like, is it like? Do they think it's cool? That's the one I was seeing a lot, and a lot of people I know kind of like talking about it or whatever. This is an ungodly amount of manga sleep. Shooting balls. This is many. This is many. Yeah, a lot of puzzles and stuff like that. Right. Cool. The Broodmother and Ghost. Yeah, it looked very like old school Resident Evil, like puzzles and stuff like that and all that kind of thing. But I mean, I haven't played the first one, so I check out number 1 first, you know. But I mean, I think I'm gonna see if Arisu's interested in it, because over the past 4 years or whatever, we played through every, like, all 28 Resident Evil games, and we played through like all 15 Silent Hill games, and now we're just waiting for another Resident Evil, waiting for another Silent Hill, you know. So kind of interested in checking out like another horror series, and maybe that, or maybe like Fatal Frame or something. I don't know. I'm gonna ask her, see what she's kind of interested in. Upgrade that. I might have seen clips of that streamer, Peppa, or it might be a different one. It's just like I've seen a lot of like, you know, like clips and shorts and stuff like that of like drag performers and stuff playing like horror games and things like that. I really might have seen clips. Because like, especially, you know, when they're in like, you know, like full outfit or whatever you call it, you know what I mean? Like it's pretty like, you know, it stands out, you know what I mean? So I think and usually like a lot of drags, like it's kind of like vaudeville comedy as well, isn't it? It's a lot of like broad comedy and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, when you see those kind of people, those clips and stuff like that, usually like, you know, they stand out a bit more than some of the others. So I might have seen them already. What is my favorite horror franchise? As like video games. Maybe. I think I've always got to go back to Resident Evil. I can make arguments for like other stuff as well, but I think honestly I've always go back to Resident Evil, because the thing I really like about Resident Evil is just that like it does reinvent itself. Like it does go through like a cycle of reinvention. And there's so much like, there's been so many like good directors of Resident Evil games that just like, you know, like OG Resident Evil, like that just like created survival horror, which I love, which is probably like the type of Resident Evil like I like the most, you know? It like created survival horror of just like that, like hard to control, item management, you know, limited save files, all that kind of thing. Puzzles, like it invented all that. Resident Evil 4 just like freaking created the like the modern third-person shooter, like over the shoulder thing. Like it created that, like over the shoulder camera, like third-person, like action game, whatever. Like Resident Evil 4 created that. And then you've got like Resident Evil 7, which like went back to what Resident Evil 1 was meant to be, but they couldn't make it like at the time. First-person, creepy, you know, haunted house game. And then I'm not even talking about the spin-offs here. I'm not even talking about like the 2 Outbreak games, which I love. I'm not even talking about like, you know what I mean? Or the Resident Evil 2 remake, which like, again, was a completely different game than Resident Evil 2. So I think for variety, I've got to say Resident Evil. Because even within Resident Evil, it's like, it's hard for me to pick my favorite Resident Evil because it almost feels like saying like, what's your favorite genre of game? It's like, well, I like this type of game, I like this type of game, I like this type of game. And I can't think of another franchise that does that actually reinvents what it's doing, like within like the main series. I'm struggling to think of anything where it's like, oh, the first game was this and the third game was that. Like Resident Evil's the only thing that does that, and I think that's very cool. I think that's very, very cool, and I'm glad they keep doing that, and I hope they keep doing that. And I feel there's something cool about Resident Evil 9 that they're not showing us, because they're not showing us anything about Resident Evil 9. But I think they're once again resetting with Resident Evil 9, and that's very exciting for me. It's very exciting for me. Very, very, very exciting. So you're gonna say Silent Hill? Yeah, if you ask Arisu, I think Arisu's gonna say Silent Hill. I think if you say ask Arisu, she's gonna say Silent Hill. And I really, really want Silent Hill. We're in this situation. Yeah, don't worry. It's because we're all trapped in the bar. No, we're good. We're good. Perish. Have you played Dead Space before, Avian? I don't know if you've if that's something you've played. I'm kind of curious, because that game's just Resident Evil 4 in space, and it's wonderful for it. It is wonderful for it. Okay, we're dead. Oh no, we're not dead. Oh, we're gonna die. I want that potion. Thank you. Are we gonna just survive here? Oh, the skin of our neck, the skin of our pants. What's it say? Oh no! Whoops! Not paying attention. Pay attention, you will suffer, mate. Oh, have you got to attack the back? By bullet hell. Yeah, whoops. Whoops. You learn the can to celebrate Thanksgiving in October. Yeah, because it's like, what's like a different thing, isn't it? Like, they're doing like, that's got its whole own history and its whole own whatever, right? Yeah. It's kind of what I think when, like, I understand when if people don't know, you know, if people are just making an assumption, I'm from the USA. Like, I can understand people saying, like, oh, you know, happy Thanksgiving or whatever. But if like people know I'm English, it's like, well, why are you saying Happy Thanksgiving to me? Like, you don't realize the history of like, it's like your country's history. Do you know what I mean? Although, no, but I do understand they're just saying happy just to be like nice and just be like, oh, it's a day. Let's be like friendly. Do you know what I mean? But when people ask me, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? It's like, it's not my country's history. Do you know what I mean? It's like, all right, let's actually just send in the poops. Send in the clowns. Send in the clowns. Oh, I pooped that up. Whatever. The repentant? What's he repenting about? Oh, you can just pick up like that. That's very useful. Point. The gunsmith. Okay. Alright. Okay, good. Okay, this management is gonna become like a whole ass thing, but 30%? Let's try him out. What's this guy doing? Oh! Got like the fast freezing ball. Like that. Let's get some levels. Some levels, please. Yeah, please have some levels. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. 20% gem. I'm all about baby balls. Balls and baby. Perish. What do we got here? The blue mother. 2 baby ball pairs. I just keep picking the anything that spawns baby balls. Maybe that's my mistake. No, we are making progression. And we're leveling up the moves, which is good. Everybody's getting more powerful. Whoa. Yeah, 75% chance, that's good. I've only been to like a drag performance like a couple of times. When like, you know, like friends of like people who are performing or whatever brought me along, and whenever I've gone, it's been very funny. It's been very, very, very funny. I haven't really like I don't really like follow anything. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't like, you know, like watch any of those shows or anything like that. But I will say that whenever I've been to, I've seen performances and stuff. They've been like very funny and like sort of like old school comedy, which I like because I'm a really big Muppets fan. Like I really, really, really like the Muppets, and it's kind of like that sort of like, at least the stuff I've seen, you know. At least the stuff I've seen in drag is kind of like that Muppets, sort of like old school, like vaudeville comedy sort of thing, which I enjoy a lot. I like the Muppets a lot. I also just like the sort of just like putting on a show. You know what I mean? I like putting on the show, whatever. Oh, step too close to something. Harsh. Alright, be careful, Pepe. I think it's very cool though. I do think it's very cool. It's like it's like another way, and it's like another opportunity and stuff like that for people like that to perform, which I think is really cool. You have a lot of fun. Let's go then. Let's go. As long as you're having fun, dude. I'm one of those people though who can get quite you know, quite worried or whatever about about drinking and stuff like that at times. So, but as long as you're like you're taking care of yourself and whatever, and you're having fun, then good stuff, you know. Let's just grab that. See what comes out. Evolution. Let's do that. Boing. Boing. Lightning, I like lightning. Lightning works. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's real good, actually. Real good. Oh, mindlessly shooting balls is really good. Get some upgrades. What? Oh yeah, Pepe's got his stuff like that. It's like stuff like that is like not worth the risk. Is there a big difference between the characters in the game? So the characters are like they have which ball they start with is like predetermined. So they've got like a base ball, and then they've got like an extra gimmick on top of that. So they've got like a ball and a gimmick. And their stat spread is kind of varied as well. So they do feel different. I mean, it is just like, you know, the game is this, you know what I mean? But they do feel different. And like I can definitely say, like, people saying like the architect sucks, like I love using the poopity poop, you know what I mean? Or like there's gonna be different ones that suit your different play styles. Like definitely. And like certain challenges or whatever. Baseball, yeah, yeah, it sounds like give me like a big new idea, right? I'm just gonna give it a couple more runs and then I'm gonna be dropping off for the day. Whoa. A second, I'm just gonna, can I pause? I just want to respond to a message real quick. Yeah, what if it's baseball? It's like a hot idea, right? Irish! A screenshot? I took a screenshot? And I uploaded it to the Xbox network? Whoopsie daisy. I think the screenshot button on controllers is very unnecessary, personally. Sounds a lot like Gungeon. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, from what I understand, yeah. Yeah. I think like Gungeon and is it the same thing in Isaac? I think it's the same thing in Isaac, right? Like that kind of thing. I really hope people enjoy that. Really hope the new one hits for people. The new Gungeon. I hope that hits for people. Because I know that game's got like a really big fan base and whatever, so I hope... I always want people to get what they want, you know what I mean? Well, no, not what they want. Not what they want, because I don't think we should always just cater to the people who give what they want. I hope they get something they like, you know? I hope they get something they like. Yeah, that's the vibe I got, Avian, that for some reason there isn't like a buzz about the new one. And like people felt a bit defeated by the announcement or whatever. Yeah, we got what they deserve. Yeah, I really got what they deserve, right? Get what's coming to them, right? What goes around comes around, right? I'll go get what's freaking coming to them. No, but I do take back. It's like I think if things were just like, oh, we just like give the fans what they want. The fans don't know what they want, you know. If you just kept giving the fans what they want, every Resident Evil game would be the same as Resident Evil 2. And they never would have evolved the series, do you know what I mean? And we never would have got, like, reinvention with 4. We never would have got this, that, and the other, you know what I mean? That's what I like about Resident Evil. Resident Evil doesn't just, like, give them what they want. It gives them, they try a cool new thing, and you're like, you're probably gonna like it. Well, I mean, you guys know about guys know about Devil May Cry, right? Yes, we're on Purple app also. We're also Purple. We're on Purple and Red app. So whichever app you want to touch with on your screen. Sounded weird. You can go to either. What goes around must go down. What comes up must come down. The fans are stupid. Well, Devil May Cry 4 was started development as Resident Evil 4. And then they went, this has got too different. So they changed it to be its own thing and be Devil May Cry. Same with Onimusha. Onimusha was started as Resident Evil game. Like, this is too different. Oh, I died again. At least I keep karma. True. It's also in Sonic Heroes. Those lyrics are also in Sonic Heroes. Alright. I think I'm actually going to return the base here. Devil May Cry is great. Devils may cry. It is possible. They can cry. Sometimes a devil may cry. If you would believe it. That's all I want to. Could preemptively expand. Daniel. Hello. You just, okay, I see that. There we go, the transfer of... You've joined us towards the end, Daniel. I'm just doing a short stream today. Yesterday, I did a 24-hour marathon, and we were online for 24 hours, and today we're just doing a little short, saying hello to the people. So you've reached us towards the end of the stream, but thank you for joining us and following us, and maybe you can check back in with us, you know, in the future, because we do go live a lot. So we do go live here a lot, quite a bit at least. The white vans. Alrighty.
Boing, 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 boing. Good drop fall for the lives. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, dude. Muchas gracias. Hello there, Beagle. Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're doing okay. I was just stopping by here today for a little short stream just to talk to the people, just to talk to the folks, because I got quite a few things to do this afternoon. I got a few things to do this afternoon. Mucho gracias, they say they do. I've just noticed you've got the. Did you have that? Have you had that all stream? The Duolingo little icon there, Avian? I just noticed that. The gamer duo. The gamer duo. I just noticed that. I don't know if you've had that all stream. But no, I was just to kind of update some of the people who've hopped in a little bit later. You changed it earlier because it's funny. It is funny. I like it. It's funny. I personally find the I kind of like ironically like the Duolingo branding thing. I think it's gone too far. And I find it like sort of in like cringe territory. But so I kind of ironically enjoy all the Duolingo branding and stuff like that. Thank you. We do have the pause here as well. You can also plonk on the pause. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. But no. We yesterday we did a 24-hour stream marathon, which quite a few people in the chat here today were hanging out for, and it was very fun. I had a very good sleep afterwards, a very good restful sleep. So I was up for like a few more hours after the stream, you know, eating some food, making a few phone calls and stuff like that. And then I slept for 10 hours, which for me, a 10-hour sleep that is not common. That is not common. So I had a nice 10-hour sleep, and I feel very rested. I feel very restored. I feel very normal after it. So I think yesterday, all in all, was very successful. I think yesterday was like a big success. I think we had a nice time. I think it was comfortable. I was able to sleep normally afterwards, and it hasn't like disturbed my day and my everything, and you know all that kind of stuff. So I'm generally feeling pretty good about all the silliness we got up to yesterday. I had a good time. We'll do more things like that in the future. Maybe even like shorter ones, like a 12 or I don't know, but we'll do stuff like that in the future whenever there's like kind of, I've got the time and it's a silly occasion, and you know, we can, you know, maybe do like a schedule or something, you know what I mean? Like some sort of something like that to mess around a little bit more. But I had a good time. I feel well rested today. I feel all good in the hood over here. I all in all did have a very nice and happy birthday. And yeah, I'm going to be doing birthday things over this weekend. So I'm not going to be streaming as much as usual for the next couple of days. I might pop in some other times, but at the moment, this is kind of my plan for sort of the next few days. My fursuit maker, I don't think they make fursuits anymore because there's somebody here in Spain, someone, because I'm from England, but I live in the north of Spain. I live in Madrid, but I'm from north of England, but I'm living in Spain for over half a decade now. And my fursuit maker was somebody in Sevilla, but like their account doesn't exist anymore, so I don't even know if they do them. I don't know if they make them anymore. Like, I don't even know if they're out there making stuff, but it was made by a local maker. With some good first, yes, some bashes. But yeah, it was made by a fellow. Well, no, I say it's a fellow Spaniard. I'm not Spanish. Let me update this real quick. Alright, so I do not be planning on streaming a lot over this weekend. As I said, I might stop by and do a couple of silly things, but at the moment, this is the plan. So what we're gonna get up to is I'll be back on Saturday to do the Fortnite event thing. So if anybody wants to log in on that on Saturday, cool. And then we'll be back on Tuesday, kind of as normal from then. On Wednesday, I'm gonna put together the well, I've got the categories already. I do want to clear these with Val. I do want to speak to Val about it. For about a few of the categories and stuff like that. But I've got the Rex Awards, which is you to kind of vote on Rex things. On you to kind of vote on Rex things. So there's stuff like you know, like what's the favorite game we played? There's stuff like which has been your favorite like, you know, Rex, you know, model. Did you like Peppa Pig Rex? Did you like, you know, did you like Mini Rex? Did you like Bold Rex? You know what I mean? So there's like Rex of the Year. There's like you know, like multiplayer game of the year, games we played together. What sort of like, you know, fursuit things did you like the most? Did you like cooking or karaoke or pumpkin carving, stuff like that, you know? Stuff like that. So we got a bunch of like Rex categories that we can have fun, vote on everything that is Rex. I do want to show them to Val first. And see what Val thinks of those. But we're gonna do that on Wednesday. Yes, Wukong is there. Because it is calendar year. It is 2025. It is anything. Well, it's anything from December to November 2025. So it's the last 12 months. So I think I've whittled them down because I've put like 6 things in each category. I think I've put like the biggest 6 things in each one. You know, like kind of like most significant for sort of like, I guess, moments, and then also things we spent a lot of time with. Do you know what I mean? So I think anything you might want to vote for is in there. But if it's not, you know, you can tell me. You can do a write-in, you know, whatever. But yeah, this is kind of the plan for the next couple days because I'm going to be a little bit busy, a little bit occupied over the next few days. But yeah, back to streams as complete normal from Tuesday. Tuesday. And yeah, thank you again, people. Just a little bit of a shorter stream today, but very happy to come say hello to everybody. Very, very happy to come say hello to everybody. I will drop in that raid which we had suggested. And yeah, man, big shout out. Big shout out everybody came saying hello to me today. Massive shout out everybody who stopped by yesterday. Because yesterday was honestly, yesterday was a vibe. Yesterday was very, very fun. Yesterday was a complete vibe. And I am grateful for that experience. But take care, everybody. Enjoy yourselves and peace out. Bye, 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 bye.